It's been years since James Charles started teasing his own makeup brand, and a lot of his fans lost hope it would ever happen. Every time James would say that it would be launching soon, it would always get pushed back, and people were kinda over it. The beauty community took a huge hit during the pandemic, with cosmetic sales being at a record low, and now huge beauty brands are closing down everywhere. We had Morphe shutting down all their US stores, Sephora dropping huge brands like Addison Rae's Item Beauty and Selfless by Hyram. It doesn't exactly seem like the best time to be investing in makeup. Well, that's not stopping James, because he officially announced the long-awaited launch of his brand this week on TikTok.
Hi everyone, James Charles here with a very special announcement. After 3 years of long, hard work, my makeup line is finally ready to launch.
But instead of doing the typical thing of hiring models and doing a whole professional campaign, James is keeping with the theme of letting his fans get involved. He announced he would be holding a contest and flying 10 people out to LA to be a part of his campaign.
While developing this brand, I've been keeping you guys in mind every single step of the way. It's been so much fun to get your guys' feedback on new products and samples, on my makeup account, on polls, and on stories. I love your guys' opinions, and I really want to make sure this brand is for artists of all different skill levels. So when it came time to figure out who was actually going to be in the campaign, it was a no-brainer. I'm trying to find 10 different people from TikTok who love makeup, who love being creative, and the confidence that it brings you. So here's the deal. I want you to stitch this video wearing your best makeup look. And when I say best, I don't mean the best makeup look, I mean your best. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, it doesn't matter if you've been doing makeup for 10 minutes or 10 years, just put on a makeup look that makes you feel happy and that you feel is your best. While you're wearing the makeup look, tell me your name, where you're from, and your favorite makeup memory. Maybe it's the first time you stole your mom's mascara. Maybe it's the first time you ever tried a creative look on yourself. Maybe it's the makeup that you wore to prom or your wedding and you got more compliments than ever before. Make sure you tag me when you post your videos, because my team and I will be looking every single day, and we're gonna start reaching out within the next couple of weeks to come to LA and be a part of the campaign. And don't worry, because even if you're not chosen for the campaign, we're gonna be adding a ton of you guys, and I do mean a ton, to our PR list. Good luck, and I cannot wait to see your submission.
James has really been keeping his fans in the loop and trying to get them involved in his brand for a while now. He's posted multiple TikToks asking people's input on products and apparently making the changes based on fan feedback.
A couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys some blush samples that my lab sent me for my makeup brand, and today, I have an update. I loved reading the comments on that first video. Your guys' feedback was so incredibly helpful, and it was really exciting bringing you guys in on the behind the scenes process. We will definitely be doing more of that.
And a lot of people have been saying that this is a really good marketing tactic. Even if asking for feedback on a blush isn't really that big of a deal, a lot of his more younger fans are most likely going to feel like they were a part of the whole process and feel like they have to buy his stuff because they had a say on the outcome. Back in 2015, Harvard Business Review did a whole research paper on customer connections and what drives sales, and they list almost the very thing that James is doing. They wrote, "The new science of customer emotions, a better way to drive growth and profitability. When companies connect with customers' emotions, the payoff can be huge." And they list 10 main high-impact motivators, and one of them says, "Feel a sense of belonging. Have an affiliation with people they relate to or aspire to be like. Feel part of a group." And I think that's exactly what James is doing here. A lot of his young fans still look up to him, and him asking for feedback is making them feel affiliated with him and his brand. They feel like they're kind of a part of something, and this new contest that he's doing is only amplifying that. Now James has thousands of people tagging him and entering his contest, getting his brand name on people's pages, and making his audience feel directly involved. James did a live stream and he talked about why he decided to get his fans involved with the campaign. He said the product he's launching isn't something most people would gravitate to if it was just on the store shelves. So that's why he wants artists of all capabilities to use it in his campaign to show you that you don't have to be a professional to use the product.
I'll tell you guys why we're doing this for the campaign, right? So I'm really excited because the first product that we are launching, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but I will give you guys a bit of a hint and say that it is not exactly the most consumer-friendly product. I think that if it were on the shelves of an Ulta or a Target or a Sephora, people might skip past it and be like, oh, that's too hard for me. But the reality is, when you guys actually see the product and see how it's able to be used and see all the ways that it's able to be used, I think it's a lot less intimidating than it actually seems to be. And it's not a product that you need to be a pro to use. So I really wanted to get different artists of different levels involved with the campaign to showcase how easy it can be to use this product, depending on your skill level.
So now I'm like, what could this product possibly be? We've been saying for a while now that if James wants his brand to stick out this late in the game, he would have to come through with something game-changing. You can't just launch a face palette or a blush and expect your product to blow up and stand out from the rest. I feel like every brand that's gone on to have some kind of major success always has that one product that makes them stand out. If James can do that and pull that off, then that might be a huge thing for his brand. James also made note of saying that he has absolutely no investors. Someone asked if the chosen people could bring a +1, and James said unfortunately not, because he would be paying for the flights and hotel, and he doesn't have a massive budget.
To be able to bring a +1, I am not sure, probably not, if I'm being completely honest, just because we're going to get hotel rooms and everything for everybody, and we're going to have to pay for the flights and everything and still do the whole shoot, so it's going to get really pricey really fast. If I'm being so real with you guys, this is my brand that I'm launching. I have no investors. This is not with some big partner or anything. It's all me and my money that I've invested and poured years of my time into. So we don't have, it's certainly not a $10 million budget.
A lot of people were wondering if James was going to be like Jaclyn, where she said Jaclyn Cosmetics was 100% her brand when it was actually owned by a billion-dollar company. I know a lot of us had the same theory that maybe James was going to go with Morphe at first, then he got dropped, and that's why it's taken him so long. Maybe he had to figure out everything on his own, and he was forced into being his only investor. Obviously, that's just pure speculation on my part, but that would make a lot of sense to me. I'm sure doing a whole brand on your own comes with a ton of challenges, so I can definitely see that taking years to come together. James has also been answering questions about his brand in the comments. One person said, "Cool, I hope it's an affordable type of brand." And James replied, "It will be affordable." A lot of people have also been trying to guess what James would be naming his brand, because so far there's been absolutely no hints at all. We had one person who guessed Charles Cosmetics, but James denied that, saying, "No, definitely not." And someone even asked him if he was accepting ugly people to apply.
In all seriousness, we were looking for everybody for this campaign. Moms, dads, college students, teachers, grandmas. That would be so to have a grandma. Nurses, firefighters, and yes, even ugly people. I'm also getting a lot of comments of people being like, I love makeup, I would love to be involved, but I don't think I'm very talented. You should still audition, because the whole point of this campaign is to represent all different levels of artistry. Of course, I'm gonna invite some pros to the set because I wanna have some beautiful makeup looks, but I also wanna invite the complete opposite end of people just starting off their makeup journey, because that's the reality for most people. I can't even tell you how many DMs I get on a daily basis of people being like, I love your makeup looks, but I could never do these on myself. Yes, you could, but you have to try. Nobody starts off and is perfect. God knows I wasn't when I first got started into makeup, but it's makeup. It wipes off and you can try again. So we are really just looking for people that are willing to try new things and can represent these products, whether or not you're a beginner or been in it for 10 years.
And so far, tons of people have been applying under the James Charles campaign hashtag. I was expecting a lot of videos from people joking about applying, but clearly all the situations with him messaging fans and everything that's happened hasn't really taken effect on these people. So now I'm wondering, and I'm going to be asking you guys this, has James actually done enough to set his brand up for a successful launch? I know a lot of people have been saying that James missed his timing, he should have launched years ago, and people just aren't as crazy about makeup anymore. A few years ago, pre-pandemic, we were kind of in this stage where every single launch was so exciting, and if you didn't buy a new product, people would feel left out, and that led to a lot of overconsumption. The pandemic definitely toned that back for us, but now beauty is starting to come back around, especially on TikTok. I don't know if you guys found this strange, but the fact that James announced this launch on TikTok and not on YouTube where he grew his audience says a lot. Maybe he knows YouTube beauty is kind of quiet, and if he wants to sell his brand, he needs to get more involved with the beauty community on TikTok, and that's exactly what he's been doing. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below. Do you think James has done enough to set his brand up for success, or do you think it's too late for him and all his scandals are going to have a huge impact on his sales? Let me know, and I'll see you next time.